Caribbean islands, such as the Netherlands and Antilles, are highly susceptible to a range of natural hazards that impact on the region year after year, challenging local disaster management authorities as well as international actors to prepare, respond, and recover. The impact of Hurricane Dorian on the Bahamas exemplifies a new reality and dynamic of natural extreme events in the light of a changing climate. This new dynamic will require strengthened capacities in local disaster response, as well as strong international cooperation in order to make international assistance as efficient and tailored to the regional context as possible when it's needed. The European Union Caribbean Coast exercise took place with this main objective in mind: to practice a disaster response to large-scale extreme events with international assistance and support to local relief efforts and, in doing so, preparing for a worst-case scenario. In two separate exercises, international response teams were challenged to respond to two different scenarios. A fictive volcanic eruption of Mount Scenery on Saba Island triggers a tsunami wave, which impacts on neighboring island St. Eustatius. The disaster impact overwhelms local response capacities, and international assistance is formally requested by the Kingdom of the Netherlands. The European Union Civil Protection Mechanism is activated. The Lesser Antilles island Curacao in the southern Dutch Caribbean becomes the main coordination hub with the establishment of the on-site Operations and Coordination Center by the EU Civil Protection Team and members of the United Nations Disaster Assessment and Coordination Mechanism. Part of the teams, along with the EU Civil Protection modules, deployed to the Windward Islands affected by the disasters in order to provide assistance to the local authorities and carry out coordinated needs assessments. Technical expertise of the modules ranges from emergency medical assistance, urban search and rescue, to camp management.
Well, actually, when I grew up back home in the Netherlands, we had the same thing. Yeah, we had the same thing. Back in those days. Yeah. The building is destroyed, so you can't see the shopping mall at this moment. That's really completely...
Okay.
Kingdom's representative goes to the Ministry of Interior Affairs. They contact the Ministry of Exterior Affairs.
Site inspections for the base of operation, preliminary needs assessments, briefings from and to the local disaster management authorities, liaison with local media and press conferences challenge the teams to assess the situation, adapt to the specific local context, and best support the needs of the local authorities. Operational priorities are discussed in the sub-coordination hub set up on St. Eustatius when the teams received the early warning information of Major Hurricane Dorian approaching islands Bonaire and Curacao. The teams are challenged to reassess their plan of action. With the preparation of an exit strategy, the teams facilitate the handover to the local authorities and new incoming teams. The second exercise starts in response to the impact caused by Dorian on the two affected islands in the southern Caribbean.
The situation is quite confusing, like it always is in the first few days after a hurricane.
More than 300 injects played out on 5 islands spread over a distance of 1,000 kilometers. The deployment of 2 EU civil protection teams, experts from the United Nations Disaster Assessment and Coordination System, 2 technical assistance and support teams, 9 EU civil protection modules with multiple technical capacities and further disaster response teams. A total of 20 nationalities represented among participants and the exercise control. That was EU Caribbean Coast 2019. That was the gathering of valuable lessons learned from close cooperation between experts from both the EU and UN mechanisms for disaster response. That was the fruitful exchange and mutual learning between actors of the domestic disaster management systems of Curacao, Bonaire, Saba and St. Eustatius with international response teams. That was putting methodologies and tools of international disaster coordination and management into practice within the specific geographical context of the former Dutch Caribbean. Uniting forces and international trainings will become essential in order to achieve better disaster preparedness as we look into a future of the new climate reality.